Hello everybody, and thank you for joining me. This is Ciara from Ciara T Designs, and today I am showing you my Mother's Day card, so let's jump right in. So I'm going to start with my favorite HammerMill Cardstock, and I'm going to cut it down with a Lacy layers die. I believe those are still available. Everything that is, I will have linked and listed down below, but hopefully you guys aren't upset at me. This stamp and die and stencil set is no longer available. It's an old set from Pink Fresh. I've had it in my collection a long time and I've used it I think once. So I really wanted to use it for my Mother's Day card. So hopefully nobody's upset. I will link to anything that I can find that's kind of similar from Pink Fresh. They have some great sets. You just probably can't get this exact one, so I apologize for that, but hopefully you guys don't mind and you'll still take some inspiration from the card design itself. So it is actually called the Farm Fresh set by Pink Fresh, and it has stamps, dies, and matching stencils. And I got this back when I was still working on a design team, and it was my the elements that I was tasked to work with for the video, and I don't think I've ever used it outside of that, and that's really a big bummer because it's such a beautiful set. So we are going to use it for my Mother's Day card today. So it doesn't have like a, technically obviously it says sending love and thanks, which I think is still very fitting for Mother's Day, and then I am going to stamp Happy Mother's Day on the inside of the card. I mean, my mom loves the cards, so I don't think she's going to mind that it doesn't say Happy Mother's Day on the front, but just think about that. Sometimes you can use different sentiments for different things as long as you know the recipient will be happy with them regardless. So I'm going to use the stencils to color this, and I have a bunch of different Distress Oxide inks. I have a lighter shade and a darker shade to add shadows because this does allow you 2 layers from the stencil. I also have one of my gel plates holding this in place. You don't need to do that. You could easily tape it. I just thought I would try it. So this is one of those jelly plates that you can get, and it just held the paper beautifully. You saw me stamp my images out in Versafine Onyx black ink, just because that's my preferred black ink. And then I'm just going to go in with my Simus Stamp small blending brushes. I prefer these to dome foams when we're working with stencils because I find the stencils grab your dome foam and start to kind of rip the foam. So I don't use them on something like this, especially something this small. I just go for the blending brushes, and I've had some in my stash for quite a while, so I just have a set dedicated specifically to oxides, and I just clean them in between each color. So I just have a baby wipe on the side, and that's why you see me going to the left there. You can see right now I'm actually cleaning the purple brush, and then I'm going to bring it in for the color. So my colors, my lightest are Squeezed Lemonade, Spun Sugar, Tumbled Glass, Shaded Lilac, and Twisted Citron. That is what I'm using for the lightest colors of these florals. And then for my darker shades, which you'll see me use with the stencil here in a minute, I have a mustard seed to go with my yellow, picked raspberry for my pink, broken china for my blue, wilted violet for my purple, and I tried Mowed Lawn for my green, but it wasn't dark enough for me, so I'm actually going to bring in Rustic Wilderness, and you'll see that as well here once we get to that stencil, but that kind of just gives you a general idea of what colors I'm working with, and you could really go with any here. There's no right or wrong, but you can see I've busted out the other stencil, so there's 2 stencils in this specific set, and one gives you the whole shape, and then the second one gives you like a darker color. You could go with a lighter color if you preferred. I generally go lighter and darker. That's kind of how I work, but you could, or you could go monochromatic. I guess technically I am going monochromatic per little bloom, but you could do the whole set of florals in one color if you wanted to. Now my mom's favorite color is yellow. That is specifically why the biggest bloom is yellow. You guys know, if you've been with me for any length of time, purple is generally mine, but I'm also incredibly drawn to pink. So it kind of really just depends on how I'm feeling at the time. There's no, rhyme or reason. You could do this any way, shape, or form you like. But here you're going to see I'm going in with Mowed Lawn. And then when I lift the stencil, it was hard to see it. It didn't really give it enough shadow. So for me, I didn't like that. I wanted a little more, so I ended up putting the stencil back again, and I went back in with Rustic Wilderness just to give it a darker look, just because I really like dimension, and I find if your shadows aren't deep enough, they end up not really looking like they're there. So I did choose to double stamp this. Be very careful doing this, and I did need to stamp it once more. That's why I have a single sheet here, because I wanted 3 sets of the stems. So that was, I didn't realize that when we first started stamping it, but once I started to kind of try to visualize putting the flowers together in the little vase, this is where I decided I needed more. But if you can see the lower florals on the longer sheet to my right there, I double stamped that one, and on the pink one, it stamped off a little bit. It ghosted just a little bit because you guys saw me lift up the stamp to stamp the sentiment. So don't do that. If you think you're going to double stamp something, don't lift the stamp. Leave it in your Misti or whatever stamping platform you use, and then stamp it. So I got away with this because it only ghosted on the pink flowers, thankfully, because I did get it mostly lined up. Sadly, I was just a smidge off. And I actually brought in a black pen and I just filled in the gap. So that pink flower just has a slightly darker border. Worse at a worse, because you have the stencils, you really could just color new flowers. It's not difficult with this because the stencils make it incredibly easy. However, if you don't want to, that was my kind of way around having to stamp and color new ones, is that I just used a thin black marker and went around, and that one pink flower just has a deeper border. And so it does stand out a little bit, but I don't think it's terribly noticeable. You guys will have to tell me when we get to the final product if it's terribly noticeable. Now, honestly, again, this is from my mom, and my mom is not going to be like, this card is horrible because this one pink flower has a darker outline, right? Like, that's not something she would ever say to me. So she's going to love it because I made it. So that's really all that matters. But that is there. So just be aware, like, if you're going to restamp your thing, and I should have known simply because these are oxides, and oxides, because they are a pigment and they're a fusion of dye and pigment, they will cover over the black if your stencil's not lined up nicely. And I just wanted that richer, dark border like all around the stamp. So that is why you don't have to double stamp it. It was just my preference because I thought the look was really pretty. Now I'm going to pop up both my sentiment on the front that went on top of this. I'm going to call it a vase. It's a canister, really, I guess. But regardless, the thing that's going to hold my flowers, I want to pop it up. So I'm adding, this is Derice thin foam strips. They don't exist anymore, I don't think, but there are foam strips out on the market. So I used these to kind of create that idea, as in the flowers are actually inside this vase, canister, whatever. They're inside of this, right? So that's kind of what I was thinking when I started adding this foam tape, is I really wanted the illusion that these flowers are actually sitting inside of it. Now, because I have so many flowers, I am going to have to cut the stems off of some of them to get them to all sit inside of this canister. So that is something you have to be a bit aware of as well. But I just wanted that idea. So I also added it at the top so that I couldn't have flowers sitting out the top of the canister without them physically sitting inside of the canister. So hopefully that kind of makes sense, but you will see me trim off pretty much all of the stems because I need room to get all the blooms in there. And I did use the packaging for inspiration for this layout of the flowers inside. I did kind of add a few things myself, but for the most part, I kind of followed what they had done to make it look like a very full bouquet of flowers inside of this little vase. And I made a slight mistake. It's not a mistake. It was just, I'm human, not a machine. So I didn't realize that my canister is slightly further to the left. It is not centered. And that's fine, but that's going to be a problem when I look at the balance of my flower bouquet at the end. And so I'm going to show you how I fixed that. And I think it masked it pretty well. Again, you guys let me know when we get to that stage. But I had to play with these flowers. Like, you see me putting them in and pulling them out, putting them in, pulling them out, moving them around, then gluing like a little bit of it. So if I have to lift it up a touch and stick a different flower underneath, I can. It was fun. That's why I've left this in so that you can kind of see it. I could have cut this out, I guess, but I wanted you guys to see that, it's not odd for creators to have to trial pieces, because sometimes the way we edit videos, it makes it look like everything goes in perfectly and it took us, 5 seconds. And that's not accurate at all. Now, I am going to have the purple sprigs. I'm pretty sure that's like a lilac. I'm going to have those stick outside of the card front and the base, but I'll just make a special envelope for this card so that it fits. So, I mean, if you were concerned about that, you could cut them off and then you wouldn't have that concern at all. But for me personally, I would rather have stuff sticking out because it kind of makes the bouquet look fuller. And that's kind of what I'm aiming for. But here you can see, even right now, before I've adhered these last few ones, my bouquet is vastly fuller on the left side than it is on the right side. So I have a bunch of open white space there. And this isn't a bad thing. It's just something you kind of try to avoid when you design, right? Because you can see that it's your eye is almost being pulled more to the left because it's off center. So this is what I'm going to do to fix it. So I am splattering just a little bit of perfect pearls that I keep mixed up in a mini mister bottle on my desk. Yes, it's almost empty. I promise I have a reel coming, but you can see here it's not centered. So there's a lot more white space on the right hand side. This yellow flower, I was actually saving to put inside of the card base. However, because of how this laid out, I'm going to stick it on the front, on the side, just to fill in that space a little bit more and draw your eye a bit differently. So you guys tell me if I succeeded on this, because it was kind of one of those things where it was like, well, everything's glued down. Like, we're done. Like, there's nothing short of ripping the card apart that I could have done at this stage. And I don't think it's terrible. Like, it's not bad. It's just one of those things where you look at it and you're like, something's a little bit off. And that's what it is. It's slightly to the left-hand side. And so I had to try to kind of fix that. Again, thankfully, this is for my mom. And my mom loves me. So she's not going to look at it and be like, oh, Ciara, it's like slightly askew. Like, she's not going to do that. But if you're having that same issue, try tucking something in, on that one side and see if that helps your design look a little bit more intentional, which is kind of what I'm doing. So I think the card came together beautifully. You guys will have to let me know. Did I help fix that kind of negative space that I have on the right-hand side? Can you tell that those one set of pink flowers have a darker border than the others? You guys let me know your thoughts, because of course, as always, I want to hear what you have to say. And hopefully nobody's upset that you can't purchase this specific set anymore. Pink Fresh has a lot of really beautiful sets if you're looking for something that has dies, stencils, and stamps. So just keep that in mind. But that is the card I have for you guys today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you'll leave me a like, leave me a comment, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. I do new videos every Monday and Thursday. And thank you so much to my members. You guys are phenomenal. You make this channel happen, and I cannot say how much I appreciate your support. You guys just mean the world to me. So that is everything I have for you guys today. Thank you so much. And if you've made it all the way to the end of the video, leave me your favorite floral emoji. I want to see. Thank you so much, and I will see you again very soon. Bye-bye for now.